Good morning, everybody, and happy
Good
Saturday.
morning, good morning, and welcome everybody to the live broadcast. Don't wait to be great. And I am your host, or one of them, because look who's here.
Aha.
Shay, tell the people who you are.
I am Shanya Shea Forston, the president and founder of the Angela Denise Foundation, the wife of this dude right here. And I am also co-founder here at Forston Consultants, where we talk all things ILF, independent living facilities, trademark owners, all that good stuff. But we are here live and direct, as we are every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern, to talk all things independent living facility. So let's dive in, Derek. Let's do it.
So my name is Derek Forster. I'm the proud owner of Second Chance Housing, kind of wearing my shirt today.
I'm a gap filler
So
today.
we take people from homeless to hopeful, and I primarily house the men. So when I snatched my wife, Shay, from corporate America many years ago, she was like, well, what am I going to do? I said, well, you're going to house these women now, because I'm no longer housing women. And my wife developed the Angela Denise Foundation. So I want to say welcome to everybody. You guys have a lot of choices of where you could be on these internet streets, but y'all chose to be here, and I super appreciate that. So if you guys are on any forum where you can only hear me, a lot of you guys podcast us, a lot of you guys are in the gym on Spotify and all of that stuff. But if you're anywhere, like a lot of you guys are even right now on TikTok. But if you want to come over to see us and join the family where all of us are, and also where I'll show 1,000 pictures today of what we saw when we first started this, come over to YouTube. So our YouTube channel is Forston Consultants. And trust me, Instagram and Facebook hate when we do that, and YouTube hates that. Excuse me, TikTok hates that.
Yeah.
But I don't care. I want you guys to join us on our YouTube channel. And by all means, if you joined us yesterday, man, me and Shay had a great live on TikTok.
That was awesome.
Yesterday, over 200 people, well, actually over 3,000 people over a span of 2 hours joined that. But there was about 100 people that stayed with us from the time we opened, from the time we left. I kind of started it, and I revved y'all all up, and then Shay came and smoothed it all out, talking about that nonprofit. If you were with us yesterday, let me know in the chat. I want to know that right now on YouTube. If you joined us and you're one of our TikTok people that found us yesterday, let me know. I want to shout you guys out.
Lots of family.
I would super appreciate that. I want to shout you guys out.
Yeah, and all the family members are joining. So if y'all see me looking at different areas, I'm looking at an iPad, I'm looking at a laptop, I'm looking at a camera. I got a whole bunch of stuff going on in the studio. But so
I see a few names popping up now. So man,
thank
y'all so much again. I super appreciate that. I see Brandon Hall, I see Patrice, I see Jermaine, I see two Patrices, I think, or was that one?
It's the same one. It's the same one.
And if that's the Brandon Hall who I think it is, Brandon's been around us for a long time now, since way back in our clubhouse days.
Really?
Now, if that's not Brandon, then I apologize that you got the same name as somebody else. But we know a Brandon that's been around us for a long time, soaking up the information, also already in real estate. So if that's you, Brandon, we appreciate you. If that's not you, I'm gonna just call you B Hall. B Hall, we appreciate you being here. And again, let's be interactive this morning before we jump into it, because I see the room is growing. Everybody also put in the chat, where are you guys located? I'm just nosy, and I'd love to know that. Patrice, can you start us off? Tell everybody where you guys are located. Shay and I are actually in Orlando, Florida. Right now, we're also in little sub counties of that, or cities of it, called Apopka, Ocoee, Eustis, Leesburg. But most people know Mickey Mouse in Orlando, so that's what we tell most people. So we're in Orlando. Where are you guys from? And then I'm gonna give it back over to Shay.
So first and foremost, Miss Patricia was the first one on the live today. It's on the ground right there. Miss Patricia was the first person on the live at 9:55, and she let us know, because she told us that she was going to be here early while we were on TikTok yesterday, and she wasn't playing. She was online early and put it in the chat. So welcome, Miss Patricia.
Thank you so much, Miss Patricia. Again, and she found us yesterday on TikTok, like a lot of you all. So again, we appreciate that. And Miss Patricia, just by chance, right? I asked everybody this. Now, obviously, I know you found us on TikTok. So I got two questions. How did you all find us? And then number two, are y'all like me and my family, where you guys were praying for something just like this, of how to get into real estate, how to help people, but how also it can serve God, but also how can you make enough money doing it to feed your family? Are you guys like us? And I thought that was Brandon. Good.
Yeah, he said that's correct.
Yep.
So we've got Virginia in the house, New Orleans in the house, Of course, Columbia,
Let me
South
log into it. I wanna see
Carolina.
this stuff. That must be Qatar.
The Bay Area, that's Ronald. Now, Ronald, today,
We got a
Derek
lot
is
of
the
people
only.
coming from California.
We do.
too.
Ronald, today, Derek is the only one doing hot tea. I got fancy and made me some at-home boba tea. So I'm a little fancy today. So excuse the napkin. I didn't get a coaster. I just threw a napkin on the table. Shh, don't tell Derek. So we've got.
Usually that's me that does stuff like that. She said, Derek, where's the coaster?
All right, shh, don't tell Derek. Greenville, South Carolina. We've got Jacksonville, Florida. Amazing. Jacksonville, we actually have a young lady that opened her house this week, and Derek and I will actually be going up there, and y'all are in the talks for a lunch and learn. So
yeah, Jacksonville, Florida was not it. Well, it was
in the running,
but not this soon. Some
Right.
things have happened to where we're probably going to transition to Jacksonville.
really
Which
soon.
I'll admit, I'm excited because I'm only 2 hours away.
Right.
We drove 8 hours. No,
Six
6 hours
and a
to
half.
South Carolina. And usually we will fly, but we bring so much junk that we had to
Yeah.
drive and rent a big old SUV. So I'm excited. So Donisha, make sure you stay really close to us.
Yes.
Big shout out to Tiffany Richardson. I hope she's on here. If she's not, super proud of her. A lot of you all, man. Like, I'm gonna just jump into it right now. I'm so proud of so many of y'all.
Doing
a lot of you
amazing
guys that
things,
are under my
yeah.
coaching. And I'm gonna speak about folks that are not under my coaching
Yeah.
too. But so many of you all that are under Shades and I coaching, I'm so proud of y'all. You guys are moving at the speed of instruction and doing it exactly what God has put in your heart to do. You
Mhm.
guys are not making excuses. And a lot of y'all in the last 8 days have called me, text me, or telegram me that you got your first facility. And that's super exciting. So
It
if you
is.
ain't a hater, if you like celebrating other people, right now, just say congratulations to whoever those people are, because that's something that God also honors, that when you congratulate and celebrate other people before it's your time, God honors that. Katara, you better tell these people what you did for 3 years, congratulating people before it was your turn.
Yeah.
And then our last event highlighted you and your family.
Yeah.
So, Katara, please tell these people what my brother spoke into your life about the way you celebrated people, which you just texted me about a week ago.
You actually, y'all
Katara,
were
you had me in the middle of SeaWorld crying like a
cutting
baby.
up. We were in
Which we're
SeaWorld.
going
We were
back
at,
today, and we'll
yeah,
talk
right.
about that later.
That's a whole nother story.
Katara, when you sent me that message of my brother, of what he told you in that live room in front of hundreds of people,
That was on Clubhouse.
yo, I was at SeaWorld.
Yeah.
Celebrating and
Yeah.
getting exercise in and seeing great shows and entertaining family. Katara, you had me crying like a baby because every word my brother spoke over you has happened and has come to pass.
Yeah.
Now, for y'all new people that don't know me or my brother passed away about a year and some change ago. And before we know it, it's going to be 2 years, guys. And my brother spoke it to Katara and told her, your time coming, sis. And the reason God gonna honor you is because you keep celebrating other people.
Yes, absolutely.
We call that no stingy energy, right?
Yeah.
So right now, again, if you missed it, just say congratulations in the chat to all of these new people that are under my coaching, and some of y'all are not. You just come to YouTube so much and soak up this information that you've also gotten started with you and your family.
Done amazing things. Yeah, we've
to
seen
all of y'all.
We've also
Tracy?
seen a lot of people grab the DIY product and do amazing as well. So congratulations to you. However, we've been able to impact you, or not even the YouTube viewers that take this information and take off running, and then they come back and let us know, thank y'all so much for all of the information. I was able to do this, that, and the other, and see their lives flourish. Like, that is the whole purpose of why we do what we do and why we are in this space. Is to know, like, for one, we know we can't house everybody, right? Derek and I are in Orlando, Florida. We can't house everybody.
She made to make me cry at SeaWorld.
Made him.
People must thought I was crazy.
Katara.
And SeaWorld, you're supposed to be smiling and having a good time and enjoying the show.
Turned around.
I'm like this, y'all.
I turned around and I see Derek and I'm like, oh my God.
And I got my glasses on now.
My brother, just so they know the full story. So my younger brother, his girlfriend, my nephew, and the mother-in-law was here from Bermuda visiting. And the day after we got back from South Carolina, we went with them and spent some time with them to go to SeaWorld. And it was crazy. Katara, Derek is all the way behind us somewhere, and we're looking for Derek. Can't find him. And I see tears lapping from under his sunglasses. I'm like, oh my God, what is wrong?
What's wrong with you? I said, man, Katara messed around and sent me a message from my brother.
I know. Listen, I was like, I know the Orca show wasn't that touching. Like, I said, we've been here. We go come
here. The Orca show's good, y'all, but it don't bring you to tears, okay?
I was like, did the whales really make you cry this time, sir? But no, it was Katara. It was Katara and the family making the poor man cry at SeaWorld. Katara, behave yourself, please. Only person supposed to make my husband cry is me. No, I'm just joking. Joking. Katara, but that was so good.
That brought me to tears because now I want to be just transparent for a minute because we're going to laugh and we're going to joke and have a great time here. But how many of y'all have had a loved one pass away and you mess around and hear their message or their voice? You guys realize how long it's been for me that I've heard my brother's voice and she sent me a voicemail. Oh, no. Actually, it was a live recording. It was a voice note. How many of y'all have been around us long enough, Brandon Hart?
Okay, you know what?
That's been around me from our Clubhouse days. Tiffany Walker. How many of y'all, raise your hand, remember us from Clubhouse? A lot of y'all just knew us from YouTube and TikTok.
We're going to have to play it.
That's where that came from, guys. And Lord have mercy.
I would love
to shame on you for making me cry in front of all them people.
We're going to play it one day. So come back. I do want to play it because Otis was such a huge inspiration, an inspiration to so many people.
Touched your heart. Or if you knew of my brother, can you just let me type the word Otis in the chat? My mom is probably watching. She'd also appreciate this. Type the word Otis in the chat, and then I'm going to move along. But before I start crying again, type the word Otis in the chat. If you knew my brother, met my brother, or heard his voice, and it made an impact in your life in terms of business or shared housing, meaning the ILF model.
Yeah.
Shay?
Tiffany Walker said, was it the cool cry?
Tiffany, not really. Tiffany, know that ugly cry, Tiffany?
With the bottom lip.
Tiffany, the only thing that really saved me is I had the shades on. Now, like Shay said, you just thought that I really enjoyed that Orca show or the Shamu show. And somebody probably said, wow, man, that show really touched
brought him to tears.
Right, but no, man, it was Katara that sent me that message or that clip of my brother.
Oh, my goodness.
Inspiring and speaking into her life or what would happen to her. Sherelle King, you've been around a long time too. Good to see you back.
Good to see you.
Right? Hadn't seen you in a long time. Yeah. Good to see you, sis. Right? So, Miss King, just tell all the people that you've been around us a long time. Tell these new people how genuine we are, and we're going to eventually get to the point. We just kind of laughing and joking right now. But if you just joined us, we are simply some people that just love God, we love people, and we love real estate. And as much as they're going to pick on me in this chat by crying, I'm going to keep coaching today. Because when I was snoring. Now, Rhonda, it didn't get that bad. But Rhonda, I'm telling you, bro, if I didn't have them sunglasses and Shay would have took a picture of me, man, y'all would have picked on your brother,
y'all got me laughing so hard this morning. Listen, as always, it's always good to be around family. We love y'all so much.
See how you do me, Charmaine? Charmaine, I didn't see you in a while either. Good
I love it.
See how you do me, sis? You're right. You're good to see you too, big bro. I got your message yesterday, and my team should have contacted you. Welcome right on back in, bro. Welcome back, okay? UC, big shout out to UC.
Yeah, I am gonna so starting next week, the setup, I already have everything set. The only thing I have to get is some earphones. So I have earphones, but we got to get longer cables for our headsets so that we can do all of our live audio streaming so we can have a playback. So we'll have all of that set up for Monday. And so we will be able to play those clips and stuff like that. And we're going to do mock phone calls. We're even going to let you hear stuff and see stuff from Digital Flow Solutions and all of that good stuff. Only thing is that my laptop is connected to a whole bunch of different screens and everything else. So I have to literally break that stuff down in order to bring it to this studio setting. So I'll do it for y'all.
Sherelle, you see the new studio, Sherelle?
Thank you.
Sherelle, last time you saw me, I was sitting behind the desk.
Yeah.
Sherelle, let me know what you think of the studio. Now, if you don't like it, Shay put it together.
I did.
But if you do like it, I'm going to take credit. But Sherelle, if you don't like it, I'm going to blame it on Shay because every stitch in this room was put together by Shay. Right? So, the only thing I had an input on is one of those pictures on that wall above. the color scheme, and Shay knows I love a good globe. Shay thought of me and put that globe in here, but everything from the microphones to the stands to the chairs to the seat to that lamp in the background that's always lit just for y'all. This was all Shay's idea. So if you're new to us, let us know how you like our studio as well.
How quickly when did we do it? Did it before our anniversary or after? Whenever we did it, Derek had an idea. It was before. And he was just like, I really want to get rid of our desk and kind of make it more of a studio setting. So that way, if you're not here, I can have a guest and blah, 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 blah. So I was like, okay. So I went online. I looked up some ideas on Pinterest. For those of you that don't use Pinterest for ideas, even with designing or styling your outfit for the week or your hair. Like Pinterest is the holy grail for ideas. And we'll be posting on Pinterest.
AI and Pinterest, because Shay got the idea, and I think even the color scheme from Pinterest.
I did everything.
When we saw that blue and gold, we just fell in love with it.
Yeah. So that's how the idea came about. But we love the new aesthetic. We're still getting comfortable to be able to do other things. Like we're gonna put another big screen somewhere else so that we can see multiple angles. We're gonna bring in different cameras. We're gonna do a whole bunch of stuff as we grow into this, but it's also me learning how to produce while being live as well. So for most of y'all that don't know, we have literally iPads in our lap.
And y'all know I ain't take it, but Shay made me get one too.
I did. Remember Ronald?
Buy the pen too.
Ronald helped me, and we left from a Saturday room just like this and went straight to the Apple store and spent a lot of money.
You don't believe us.
And spent a lot of money.
Yeah. The goal was to go get one iPad, and we left with 2 iPads and 2 of these pens that cost $160 a piece.
Yeah.
Y'all ever bought a pen that cost $160?
And I think somebody damaged hers.
Big pens for like $199 from Walmart. I mean, but anyway,
let's get it.
All of my new people again, man. Thank y'all so much, man. You guys got a lot of choices of where you could be, but you chose to be here. Let me know in the chat one more time that if you found us on TikTok yesterday and that's why you're here, I want to shout you guys out. It was a lot of y'all yesterday, but if you notice what the title says, it says from sending folks somewhere to giving them a home myself.
Right.
So if you didn't know it, guys, I used to be the social worker that was begging God to get into this, just like most of y'all. So what I love about people that usually find us, you guys are just like me and my family. Y'all love God, y'all love people, and y'all love real estate, or you trying to get into real estate. And God is so genius, y'all. He allowed us to merge it all together. You guys are also just like me and my family, where you want to help people. You got a desire to help. And that's when I became a social worker. Thank God for Shay as a great wife who tricked me to go to college, because going to college was not in my plans. But Shay was like, Derek, what you gonna do with yourself, bro? Like, you got a hustle about you. Like, you a good guy. But Derek, without a degree, Derek, I might eventually outgrow you.
I said that.
Shay encouraged me and almost scared me because I didn't want to lose her or have her outgrow me. So I allowed her to trick me to go to school. Now, am I telling y'all to go to college? Absolutely not. Because what I know today, that's not most of y'all's route.
Right.
That's the route God wanted me to go through so that eventually I'll be able to teach people like y'all. Watch me fast forward this 2-hour story. We go to the school, we sign up without me actually kind of knowing. I got on the car.
You signed up. I was already in school.
Did I just sign up for school? And lady said I start in September.
No, you started like a week and a half away. It was like 2 weeks later.
So I was like, Shay, what just happened? She said, bro, you going to school. Fast forward, y'all, 4 years later, man, I walk across a stage in Jacksonville, Florida, which is where I tried to go to school many years ago and just it didn't work out. So how cool is it that God brought me back to the place of where I tried to go to school many years ago? I've never told this story live. And now I graduated back in the same city of where it all started.
Yeah, and we actually graduated
our next
together.
Speaking event is going to be in Jacksonville, Florida.
What the heck?
Look at all of that happens. Watch this, though. God gives me a job as a social worker, and that's where I saw my dream at.
Yeah.
Guys, I saw a lady making 41 grand a month housing people in rats and roaches, and it broke my heart.
Yeah.
And usually I take 2 hours just to tell this story, but I'm going to tell it in 30 seconds. The lady said, Derek, I'll never teach you how to do this. You keep sending me these clients. But one day she got a little loose-lipped, and she said, Derek, look at what I make doing this.
Yeah, she had the audacity.
She took her phone and went boop, 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 boop.
Yep.
And y'all, when she showed me her phone, I nearly fainted. Because if you remember my story, guys, I made 28 grand a year trying to get into what she was showing me that she was doing, making 41 grand a month.
Every month.
And I asked this yesterday, and I'm going to ask it today. If you made 41 grand a month, would that change your life a little bit? If you made 41 grand every 30 days of your life, Miss Tyson, would that change your life
and Derek, it was without question, right?
Miss Sylvia, 41 grand a month every 30 days, Miss Sylvia, would that change you and your family just a little bit?
Without question.
Without question, right?
Yeah.
And y'all know the story. I'm going to fast forward it again. It took me 9 years for the light bulb to come on and say, Derek, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know what all the addresses are. You know what this is. The girl told you she don't have a license. And there's a bunch of people in this city that I was referring to that there was no license.
No.
Because there was housing people that were independent, which means for us, they cook their own bologna sandwich. They take their own medications and they ride a bike or they catch Uber to the store.
Yeah.
There's no transportation.
Yeah.
Jump in, Shay.
So you said something that was really, I think, to me, important, right? When you said you were the referral source. So you had a list, and I want you to talk about that. Derek, you literally had a list of phone numbers that you just called, and people would come and pick up residents. They never did an assessment. They never asked any questions about the behavioral aspects of these individuals, and they were coming from a behavioral health or mental health hospital. How did that impact the way you went into this and started developing the ILF model?
In terms of what again?
Just in general, like you saw the way they were working their programs. Like, prime example, did anybody come and do an assessment before they picked up a resident?
Not really.
You get what I'm saying? So like, that's what I'm saying. How did...
That's a great point, Shay. We teach you all to do an assessment so that way you can make a sound decision about who you move in. So at Forston Consultants, guys, we got a lot of verbiage that we quite frankly have turned into our own dictionary. Yep. So for us, an assessment is just a series of questions that allows you to ask the proper questions so that you can make a sound decision about who moves into your ILF. Now, that may sound selfish, but Shay often tells you guys that when you take a phone call from a social worker or a case manager, you got to think about the other 3 people that are already living in your house, meaning Raphael, Jose, and Mark. So if you're interviewing Billy and you can kind of feel that Billy is not going to mesh with these 3, that's not going to be a good fit.
Correct.
The quickest way to lose a bunch of clients in one day is bringing in the wrong one.
Oh, bringing the wrong one. Oh, my goodness. Woo! I'm actually going to tell a story. No, I want to talk about it because we talk about the assessment, right? And we talk about, and today is all about how you went from sending people to other housing programs to now having your own housing program. But what I want to talk about, which is super important and why we've made it a key factor in our coaching is the assessment, is because we've both had instances, and I'm sure you saw instances when you went to that lady's house of what happens when you don't do an assessment.
Yep.
The outcome is horrific. Like the outcome, y'all, can be.
You just saw something really bad happening.
Man, the outcome. Man, so I'll give an experience. Like I'll be very vulnerable. I'll put myself on the chopping block. There was a time, and I think I've talked about this before on our live, where I was in this for a while. Like this wasn't my first rodeo. This wasn't my first resident intake. It weren't none of that. But what happened with that situation was my heart got soft for the girl. And I really wanted to see her do better, but she didn't want better. So I did my assessment. There were a lot of glaring lights. Like there were so many yield stop signs.
And the coach
caution
that she lives with and is married to.
Fix your mic.
Kind of saw this.
Yeah, Derek literally.
But like Shay said, she's being honest with you all. Shay was young at this when she interviewed that person. And Shay wanted to see the best for this young lady. I had been in it long enough to know this girl wasn't ready.
Yeah.
I had to let Shay also learn, right? So finish.
So this ended up being an epic disaster. She was younger than my other women by a couple of years, not drastically, but she was younger than my other ladies. And it turned horrible fast. She called DCF. She called the police. She said that the roof, like that she was living in an that I had her living in an abandoned building, that her room had no roof, that we had no hot water. It got really bad. Like some of the things she said, her accusations were so, like, they were dangerous and could have caused a lot of trouble. But thank God for a good working relationship with other organizations and with CPS, right? And Adult Protective Services, for that matter, because guess who showed up at the house? Both parties. Okay, CPS and Adult Protective Services. So they both showed up. And when they got there, they really noticed that this girl was 100% off. She didn't even let him in the room, the investigator. And when she did let him in the room, she opened up the room because she thought it was somebody else. And she opened up that door and cussed him out so bad, y'all, that the man literally just looked at her and said, okay, we're done here. And my other ladies in the house were cooking breakfast. They made this gentleman a sandwich before he left. Like it was a whole thing. But ultimately, I was literally 24 hours away from having an empty house because of a decision where my heart was so big that I did not, I let it override my judgment for the rest of my residents. And that's where it can become so dangerous. And I think that's the important part of having you as a coach, knowing your background as a social worker in the mental health field, that you know how to help guide, even like you help guide me through an assessment. Mental health was not my background. Medical health was my background. Mm-hmm. So it was a true eye opener. So again, this is, you can't make $41,000 a month and, do it right and well if you're not implementing your processes correctly. And that's going to be the assessment. So I wanted to tell on myself. So
absolutely. And
I wanted to tell on myself.
I want to show a lot of our new people that are new to us, because I promised my folks on TikTok yesterday that I would show them a lot of footage. So let me walk you all through something really quickly. And another thing I want you all to make sure you do is that put your questions in the chat. We also want to answer a lot of questions today, but don't forget, I got a SeaWorld date today, right?
Yes.
So we'll be here for probably about an hour and 10 minutes or so. So let's jump right into it. I want to show you guys something, right? So I'm going to pretend that you all just came, right? So what is an independent living facility? It's not a group home. It's not an ALF.
Right.
You don't need a license. You don't need a state walkthrough.
Exactly.
And you don't need a $30,000 sprinkler system. Does that make sense, everybody? If you're confused by that, write confused. If you understand, type got it. We were smart enough to trademark it. Thank God again for a great wife like Shay that said, babe, we should probably trademark this thing. This thing gonna get big, right? So let's trademark the teaching of it and the model in which the way that we do it.
Right.
So just like I told you guys, I started as a social worker, just like you all that have big hearts to help people.
Yeah.
That's when Shay tricked me to go to school. Remember, y'all? So I said, babe, if I'm gonna go to college, let's choose something where I don't have to do math because I'm not good at it. Right. And math is gonna cause me to not finish. So we went into a course that was called Human Services / Social Work. But watch me fast forward this story. And this is what I saw, y'all. When God put on my heart as the social worker to begin to help people and be the guy on the other side of the fence, right, this is a lot of what I saw. Shay, can you tell them briefly, as they see this kitchen burnt up and people still living in it, as they see beds on the ground, as they see people sleeping on the kitchen floor, can you tell them how I came home complaining to you and you had to even jack me up to say, Derek, what you gonna do about it? Talk about how I came home complaining about this.
One day, Derek just got up. I mean, he woke up, and Saturdays was usually our day to just relax and, talk and hang out and chill. And he was like, I got to go do something. And I'm like, is everything okay? And he was like, yeah, but I can see that he was contemplating something. So he got up and he left. About 2 hours went by, 3 hours. He came back and his countenance was completely different. And I was like, well, where did you go? Like, is it something that I need to know? Like, what's going on? Right. But long story short, what ended up happening was Derek sat down and he was just telling me, he's like, remember the lady that was yelling at me for writing on the piece of paper in the pan, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. I was like, yeah. He was like, I walked through a few of her houses, and I was like, what? I said, she let you do that? And he just looked at me. He was like, no.
Nope.
He says, you forget I'm the social worker.
Snuck to them places, y'all.
I have all the addresses. And I said, well, what was it? He said, Shay, you ever walked in a place and it just stinks?
It just like poverty.
Yeah, he said, Shay, it was trash everywhere. He said it was trash bags everywhere. It was bugs everywhere. It was all of this stuff everywhere. And I'm like, what? And he said, and Shay, remember that little lady I was telling you about that I was really just sad for? Because he was telling me about one of the clients that he had to, family didn't want to have her and just wanted her out. And Derek was telling me how meek, how mild, how sweet she was. And he just didn't understand how the family would shun her away. He says, remember that lady? I said, yeah. He said, well, I sent her to that house. And I said, huh? He says, and I saw her today.
And without knowing it, y'all. So before you guys think I'm some bad guy, I didn't know the conditions, just like most of y'all have never been inside of one of these places. I work behind a desk. As y'all see me in this picture, I had a legal pad with a piece of paper with a few names on it, and nobody ever really answered the phone except this one lady. So let this be a coaching moment right now, that when you get inside of this business, your best ability is your availability.
Yes, sir.
I had a list of people. I just said this, and I'm going to repeat it because somebody going to miss it. Had a lot of names on this list to call for housing. But the only lady that always answered the phone that I found out later was the lady that was housing people in rats and roaches. Can y'all see these beds on the ground? Where are my TikTok people that joined me yesterday that I promised you I was going to show you this stuff? Now, I'm not very techie, so please tell me that you can see my pictures, that I don't think I'm showing it to you and you don't see it. 10 of y'all tell me right now that you can see that burnt up kitchen that people were still living in and still cooking on that stove. Tell me that you see the beds on the floor. Please, 10 of y'all tell me in the chat that you can see this fan now that's on a banana box and the bed again on the floor.
Yeah.
And I jokingly say this, but if you ain't got your glasses on today, those are cinder blocks that are holding that one bed up. Guys, the devil is a liar. Remember, I told you 8 minutes ago, God showed me a lady living my dream, making 41 grand a month. And because I knew y'all weren't going to believe me, I took pictures of it.
It was a lot. That was a lot. That day he came home like that was terrifying. And I said to him, because he kept saying, something's got to change. Something's got to change. And I said, well, why don't you be the one to change it? What are you going to do about it? And he was like, well, I can't stop referring because we've got to have a plan in our documents, and this is the only viable resources. And I said, well, can't you become a resource? I don't know. And he just kept saying, I got to do this. I got to do it. I said, I find a way. I got to find a way. And I said, write the vision, make it plain. Let's sit down. What steps do you need to take to not do this the same way? We know she's not going to teach you. And I don't want her teaching you. Now that you've seen this and the way she's even acted, it doesn't make sense to have her to teach you anything. And we just planned. And every week we had a meeting at that kitchen table. And that was our set meeting place to always walk
vision, it. Make it plain so that he that readeth it can run with it. Now, most of y'all, when y'all hear that scripture, you think it only means for you. And sometimes it is. But guys, I'm a thought leader. I'm a coach. God has placed inside of me to teach millions of people what this is. Yeah. So when I see that scripture, it don't mean just for me. When I went through the $30,000 lawsuit, when I saw people living in these conditions, 40 grand lawsuit, when I saw people living in these conditions, when Shay jacked me up that day and said, bro, what you going to do about it?
What are you going to do?
Are you going to keep talking and crying about it? Or will we put pen to paper and start putting the idea together? Yeah. So again, guys,
can we stop right there real quick?
Go ahead.
Because I think a lot of times people think that they have to take the whole elephant and eat it in one bite. And what you don't realize is if you have goals, and I'm one of those people, I dream very big. So when I dream big, your goal can intimidate you. And what you've got to do is take that time, write the vision, take little bitty steps, right? Some people may say, Derek, you're coaching, out of my expenses right now, blah, 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 blah. Then you get the free, if you text new to the phone number scrolling below, you can get a free coaching program that can help you start writing your vision so that you can take little small chunks out of this thing that may seem so big and drastic for you and make you not do it. That's called analysis paralysis. And you will never end up doing anything about this vision or this thing that you have in your heart. So I just wanted to add that, because sometimes, Derek, I think people miss the fact that you didn't just come home that day and within 24 hours you started this thing. We took about 5 months to just sit down and plan. We sat down every week and we talked about it. Well, what does this what does this have to be? And we knocked off something
with the vision of how can I get these people into my place. Y'all see what the title is, from sending folks somewhere. Because guys, when I found out that I was sending people to this, because what some of y'all gonna miss is this, guys, I didn't know I was sending people here.
Exactly.
My job was a social worker. I never saw like the inside of a group home or a housing program. But when I did and saw these roaches and the rats, look at this guy sitting on the bed. What y'all can't see is on his floor were roaches crawling everywhere and needles because he was a diabetic. Guys, he had needles all over his floor. And because I knew y'all weren't going to believe this, I said, boy, I got to take pictures of this because nobody's going to ever believe I saw it like this.
Yeah.
And now can you imagine the same lady that I saw this stuff in? She was the one, y'all, making the $41,000 a month. And the one that took just broke the camel's back. Look at this slide. When I got that epiphany that, Derek, you should go and look at these houses for yourself, bro, to get a starting point, because nobody want to teach you.
Yeah.
Guys, right now where I live at is 10:37 a.m. Guys, it was around this time that I said, Shay, I'm finna get ready to go.
Yeah.
And when I went to all of these places that I'm going to call back then, just people that rented rooms. This lady didn't have a name to it. She didn't call it nothing. So it wasn't a group home. She said, Derek, I just rent rooms to people. These folks that can't buy a house or afford an apartment, they call me. To me, I was like, wow, that's genius. So for a long time, she was my hero. When I found out that people were sleeping on the kitchen floor, this lady right here in this picture, guys, this is the straw that broke the camel's back. Because when I walked in the door one day, I started walking around, and most of these people knew me because I'm Mr. Social Worker, remember?
Yeah.
So they said, hey, Derek, what are you doing here? I said, oh, just here to check in. And
one of the people asked you,
no business in that lady facility.
Please tell them about when you got to the one house. You got to tell them.
I'm going to go there.
Okay.
But watch this, y'all. I had no business in that woman facility. But if I never did that, none of y'all would be on my YouTube channel today.
Yeah.
I walk in the door and the one guy says immediately, Mr. Derek, please tell me you ain't here to bring nobody else. Guys, it was like 13 people in a 3-bed, 2-bath, and one of the doors had a lock on the door to where you couldn't even open it. So now we're talking a 2-bed, 2-bath with over 13 people in it. Guys, the devil is a liar. That is not how we do this. He said, Derek, please tell me you ain't here to bring nobody else. So I said, no, man, I'm just here to walk around. Guys, I'm walking, looking at all these people, beds on the ground, and I run into, I'm going to just call her April.
Mattresses on the ground, not beds.
I'm going to call her April today. I said, April, what are you doing here? Guys, I had just sent April there like 3 or 4 days prior to me going as the social worker. April looked at me with her sad blue eyes and was like, Derek, you sent me here, bro. Like, you really asking me that? But y'all will really break my heart. Guess what, y'all? April wasn't even like mad about it. She was grateful to be there. Watch this, y'all, because this will break your heart if you got a real heart. April was sleeping on the kitchen floor in front of the stove. Y'all know that bottom drawer that y'all keep y'all muffin pans in and y'all cake pans in and your dressing that you cook your Thanksgiving dressing in that bottom drawer? As roaches are running in and out of that drawer, Shay, that's where she had a 3-inch mat about 3 feet long sleeping on the floor. I said, April, what do you pay to live here on the floor? She said, Derek, I pay about $750 and my family actually pays it because, Derek, you know I don't really have no money. My family pays it. Huh? You pay $750 to be on the floor? And I'm going to be honest, Carl, because most people, a lot of y'all, guys, I cried like a baby. Yeah. I drove home, Ronald, the same way I was crying. Ronald, I was snotting this day because watch this, Ronald. I saw opportunity. I was mad at myself. I was mad at the system. I was mad at this housing. And I was mad that, Derek, you're a part of this. Even though this ain't your house, Derek, you are actually a part of this problem now, bro. And your whole hospital don't even know about it, Derek. I told Shay, I said, Shay, I don't know how fast, but I got to get out of here. I got to not only quit this job because this girl charges $750 for people to sleep on the floor.
And it was 13 people in one
house. I might put 13 people times $750 in the chat, please. And if you just join me, sleeping in rats and roaches. Please, Ronald. Please, Jermaine. Miss Elaine. Y'all put 13 people in your calculator times $750. The devil is a liar that you can sleep good at night knowing your people sleeping in this with their beds on cinder blocks that you would build a house with. I got the guy on video that talked about the backache that this caused him.
I'm telling you, that was...
Oh, Lord. Y'all
he was a military veteran, too.
And if y'all don't... Now, watch this. Now, this may sound mean and cruel, but if this don't break your heart, I'm going to tell you right now, you on the wrong YouTube channel. If you think you can make 41 grand a month and mistreat God's people and flown about it, you on the wrong YouTube channel. Now, if you want to do this the right way.
Patrice said that it was $9,750 a month.
Most of us on this channel don't make $9,750 a month, ladies and gentlemen. Because I'm honest to tell y'all, I made 28 grand a year as a social worker.
Yeah.
And if you ain't good at math, that's about $800 every 2 weeks taxed.
Come on, Derek.
But when you do decide to say, you know what, I want to make a change in my city. I want to make a change in my family. I want to make a change in my finances. And I want to be the guy or the lady that would change the trajectory of affordable housing where I live at. Now, my wife was genius enough after we went and rented and leased a ton of these places. We actually bought this house. I'm going to let Shay walk you through it as I clip through it. But when you rent and lease enough of these places and that money keep adding up, don't go to the Gucci store. Don't go to the Fendi store because you're going to make a bunch of money doing this. Buy and rent more houses to continue the great work and let the houses buy your Gucci bag.
Yeah.
Shay put out a whole coaching the other day about don't be so quick to spend the money that's coming in.
Yeah, don't. You don't want to be.
Like, how do you build this thing if every dime you make, you spend it?
Yeah.
So today, this is what it looks like. Shay, you can talk about it because a lot of this is your stuff.
So what we did is we ended up, glory be to God, we ended up purchasing a property from a distressed owner. It's a property that we actually once rented as an ILF.
Yep, sure did.
Derek had males in this facility. Like Derek said, begged them to buy it then. They were not budging on selling. Life happened. I think this was about 6 years, maybe 7 years later. About 6 or 7 years later, got a phone call from the son of the gentleman that we were renting it from. And they were just in distress. And they were like, listen, we want out of this property.
Where were we when we got that call, Shay? Because I want to talk about positioning.
We were actually in Atlanta at a real estate conference.
Pause. Are you guys catching what just was said and what's happening?
Yeah, we were in Atlanta.
With prayer and say, God, lead me every day. God, guide me. Because God, you said in your word that if I lean not to my own understanding, but acknowledge you in all thy ways, you will direct my path. You think it's the coincidence that we was at a real estate conference learning about wholesaling, fixing and flipping.
And got this call.
And got a call to help somebody sell a house. This started out as a wholesale deal. My wife is so smart. She said, Derek, why don't we buy this?
I was like, what are we doing?
What are we doing?
I was like,
how are we the price they want for it in a negotiation that we learned at the conference? See, y'all ain't they ain't listening, Shay. Type in the chat, I'm listening, Derek. Because if I feel like y'all ain't getting it, I get loud. And Shay coaching me to lower my voice.
I got Derek, you got loud. You getting hearts like crazy on TikTok.
Y'all ain't listening, I get louder. Do you think it's by coincidence? The Kelly family that we were at a coaching conference for real estate.
The crazy thing about it is we said that year that we were gonna pour into ourselves education wise. We always do, but this was a year that we said we're gonna actually travel and go and be educated. And we went to this conference. Crazy thing is that we were actually with family one of my mom's many adopted children that she housed along the way. We were with him and his wife at lunch when we got the call. We were sitting at the kitchen table. We had just left the event and we were spending some time with them, and we were talking to them about opportunities in real estate. And as I'm sitting, we can't even make this up even if we wanted to. We are sitting at the table and I get this phone call and I'm like, I wonder if everything's okay, because this person doesn't normally call me. And I answer and they were like, hey, Shay, you guys are still into real estate? And I'm like,
always.
Yes. He was like, I need to talk to you about my granddad's house. So I'm like, okay, can you give me like a couple of hours till I get back to the hotel room and I'll have that, I can call you back. So he was like, yeah, absolutely. So I call him back and he's like, this is what's going on with the property. None of us really know about real estate. My dad's sick, grandpa passed away. Grandma don't know nothing about this property. None of us do. None of the children do. So we were like, okay, how can we help? So we leave this real estate conference, we purchase plane tickets, and now we fly to Bermuda because the owner was in Bermuda.
Yep.
And we go have a conversation with them, because my thing is, if we're going to do business, I want to talk to you. I want to see you. And I want you to know that we're going to be here to help you through the process. So long story short, we're talking about wholesaling the deal. And we're talking about this thing for a couple of months. And here comes Otis. I told Otis, I said, I don't feel right about wholesaling this deal.
Genius advice, y'all.
I called Otis and I said, can you help me talk to your brother? So one thing about y'all that you don't know about Derek, sometimes I have to have a strong arm with Derek. So I'll either call his mom, or at that point, I will call Otis. So I called Otis and I said, Otis, I can't shake this deal. I said, as much as I know we want to wholesale it, I said, but what are we doing? I said, we buy property, like we use property in what we do. Like what are we doing? So Otis talking about, I got you, Shay, I got you. Like I can just hear him now. Yeah. And he was like, bro, what are you doing? We don't sell houses, we buy houses. And Otis was just as passionate as Derek. And he's giving it to Derek. Yeah, he was about, man, what you doing, dog? And I could just his hands going. It was just everything. And that day, I think we made the phone call and said, you know what? To the owner, we're actually not going to sell this house. And we said, we'll actually be the ones to buy it. And you can see the relief on their face when we made that call. Yeah. Because it just made so much more. It comforted them because they knew what we did already. They knew what we were doing. And they knew what our organizations did, our companies did. So it made them feel so much more comfortable in the transaction. So long story short, we got the property. We renovated the entire property. Y'all, have you ever seen a can? And you know how the lid just it's not on the can, but it's kind of peeled up. That's what the middle of the roof looked like. The seam of the roof looked like a can that had somebody just peeled the can top back and just left the can of tuna like halfway open. That's what the roof looked like. I'll have pictures. I'll get the team to put together pictures from the renovation so we can show you the whole renovation. The roof, we had to touch every aspect of the house. I had a moat. I didn't have a pool. It was like a moat, like if you ever watched Cinderella, the old stories with the prince trying to cross the moat to get to the princess in the
swampy lake for you all that don't know what that is. This was a pool that this house had, guys, and it had been touched in probably 13 years.
No, longer. So
it was green, dirty, algae.
It was a mess.
Moat. So if you don't know what a moat is, look that up, but it was a nasty lake.
So it was that's a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom house. We converted it into a 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom home. So we converted the formal dining room into a bedroom, added a closet, did all of that good stuff. So now that property comfortably can house 10 women at any given time. Right now, I'm not at capacity. I do not have 10 women. I have 2 privates and going on 3 shareds because I had somebody move out. So I have a room switch happening. And then I will convert that room that was private into a shared room. So it's It's been a blessing, but I'll tell you, there's a difference. There is a huge difference with owning an ILF property than renting one. So just be mindful of that. Like, have all of your ducks in a row, especially because we did the rehab. If I could go back and do some things differently in the rehab, I would have added everything that I needed to get done. Because now, like, I have to get windows. I got to do a whole bunch of, not a whole bunch, but a few other things that I should have put in the budget for the rehab.
Yeah.
That's would be the thing that I would redo.
So if you guys got any questions about any of that, let us know. We've also been showing you guys a lot of pictures, right? So as you guys think of questions, we're going to take a quick commercial break. This show is brought to you guys by Digital Flow Solutions. Digital Flow Solutions is an all-in-one platform that runs every business that we have now.
Yes.
God has blessed Shay and I to own 8 businesses, and they all started from the ILF. So we believe that God really honored this one business and allowed it to catapult into 7 other ones. Mm-hmm. Digital Flow Solutions includes your website build out, your CRM, right? Your business phone line, and 1,000 other things. So definitely check out digitalflowsolutions.net, and we'll be right back. If you've ever imagined of starting your own housing program, there is no reason that after we're done here tonight that you shouldn't go to forstonconsultants.com/webinars and watch the webinar, guys, because a lot of you have wanted to start a group home or traditional assisted living facility, but that stuff takes license. It takes a lot of time to open. There's a lot of red tape to jump through. You have to ask for permission. We teach you guys how to open an ILF, an independent living facility, where you can house the homeless, displaced adults, or anybody that has a guaranteed income, and it doesn't require a license, and you don't have to own the property. Make sure you watch that free webinar at forstonconsultants.com/webinars, and then set up a free strategy call so that me and my team can get you started. Let's get back to the show.
For my boba.
All right, we are back. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, thank y'all so much for joining us today. Y'all got a lot of choices of where you could be, but y'all chose to be here, and I actually really, really appreciate that. So put some questions in the chat. I'm going to jump over and now answer some questions that I saw earlier. Somebody said, what makes this a no-brainer? You must either know me or you just chose that word, because that's one of my favorite words. Why is this business a no-brainer? I got a bunch of them, but for number one, there's no license required to do this.
Yeah.
Number two, there's no medical oversight. So where I live at in Florida, there's a thing called DCF. Most of y'all live in an area where there's some kind of entity that's over like Medicaid, Medicare, and all of that. We don't do that.
Exactly.
I'm not into DCF, ARCA, none of that stuff, because what we do doesn't require it. And it's only because of the people that we're serving.
Yeah.
If I was serving a guy or a lady that couldn't bathe themselves, couldn't feed themselves, and couldn't take their own medications, right? Couldn't figure out their transportation to get to their doctor, that person requires a licensed facility, and they require staff and state oversight. So we believe that this is a cheat code business, because I'm the in-between guy, but between a person that can't afford an apartment and can't buy a house.
Right.
And they don't mind living in a shared living environment. The next thing is that there's no certifications required. Now, I can name some certifications that can make you look bigger and better, but do you need it? Absolutely not. And the biggest cheat code to me, besides not needing the license, is that you can lease or rent a property to get started. Can just 5 people put in the chat if you didn't know that? Because I noticed yesterday when I went live on TikTok, and I went live this morning on our private forum somewhere else, people told me that they thought we were buying all of these houses. Can 5 of y'all tell me that, bro, I didn't know that you could lease this place or rent it? That would just make me feel really good. If all of y'all knew it, don't lie about it. But if you didn't know, tell me in the chat and say, wow, bro, like, Derek, I didn't know that you guys were renting or leasing these places. And just to show you again, here are some of the populations that we can serve. Now, Shay, you love a lot of these, but out of this whole list, Shay, what is your favorite?
So the elderly adults. I'm going to be honest, Derek. I love military veterans. You've got military veterans that they're like uncles to me, you know. And then the women that have aged out, women that have escaped domestic violence. Man, it's and human sex trafficking. So I've had my fair share of helping those populations, and just the everyday working individual too. They're not bad to house as well, because it gives your house a different flow. Yeah, it gives it a different flow. So it's pretty cool.
So in other words, guys, what Shay is saying, that we don't mind housing the guy that has a mental health issue, like as far as depression, bipolar disorder, and in the same house can be a lady that works at Walmart as the Walmart greeter. They can work at Sonny's Barbecue, Burger King. It can be your local mailman. It can be the prison guard. We house all kinds of people.
Correct. Yeah.
In fact, right now, if you're under our coaching or you just do this, name some of the populations that you're housing right now. Name the jobs that they may have. I just want some of my new people to see the genres of people that we house.
Yeah.
Because I'll give a special disclaimer on the teenagers aging from the foster care system. If you lack patience, if you generally don't love God and love people, and again, if you lack patience and lack the time to put into it, leave this population alone.
You can't.
They already come vulnerable.
That's
a lot. You will do more of a disservice if you don't have a heart of gold
to help them navigate. Yeah,
and the willingness to cuddle some of these folks, because even though they're adults and they're independent,
it's a lot of things that they missed out.
Because of how they growed up, usually from really crummy parents that were drug addicted or abusive, they didn't turn out to be great kids. You know what I mean? So again, if your heart ain't in it, you leave this population alone.
Please don't.
Because they're going to need a lot of support, a lot of cuddling, and a lot of care. But if you've been under my coaching, you'll hear me talk about, we serve people that are independent. Guys, they're independent.
Yeah.
It's just that emotionally through life, they've been crushed.
They need more emotional support.
They respond to stuff different from you and I. Meaning, if somebody eats their last bag of chips or those mini bags, you and I may say, man, somebody ate my last bag of Doritos.
Shay won't.
This person may absolutely lose their cool.
Yeah.
And want to almost hurt somebody, but behind that, or hurt themselves.
Because it's that mechanism of mind, ownership. Is that ownership mechanism that shuts on and it becomes more possessive, and it causes them to react. So just know that is definitely a population that you have to have time to help steward, or make sure that you have the right relationships in your community to help steward them for you.
Good stuff. So let's answer a question or two from the chat, and then I want you, Shay, to talk about these pricing housing models and how many models are there within this one. But let's take a question real quick. First question up says, I want to, but I don't know how to find funding as yet. I live in New York City.
Oof.
So most people, right, that's under our coaching, they get funded either from their own bank account. They rob Peter and pay Paul from their family or their friend or their business partner. Some people take out their 401k, and some people, even to purchase our coaching, they'll use Klarna or Afterpay. So we actually offer both of those for our coaching. But let me answer a question that a lot of people do ask. Derek, is there funding to get me started with this? I'm going to say probably not. Right? Shay gonna have a different answer if you're a nonprofit and if you've been in this 3 years or more. But my answer is probably not. And I would just suggest that when you get off at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you don't go on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and just waste a lot of time scrolling. But maybe find a second side hustle. And I got 1,000 ideas. Right?
We got one good one.
Right? Like prime example, I paid $2,000 to anybody that makes an introduction to us and they buy our coaching.
Yeah.
It's like called becoming an affiliate. In fact, right now, let me slow it down. Text the word, what is it, join or affiliate?
No. Did you do affiliate? Did they do it?
Text the word affiliate. I think they did.
I thought we were supposed to do
my team is still doing it.
Weren't we supposed to do 40?
The word affiliate to the phone number scrolling below.
I'm going to test it to make sure. So let me just test it real quick, because I didn't know if you got it done or not.
I think they did, but if not, my team will see it. Because also you guys can go to forstonconsultants.com right now. Scroll all the way to the bottom where our coaching is under products and services, or I think it's on the front page too. And my new team gonna make this, not my new team, but my new way gonna make this easier. And you guys can become an affiliate of all of our stuff. If you lead somebody to my one-on-one coaching, I'll sell you $2,000 so fast, it'll scare you. And I want you to do this multiple times a month. Prime example, this month, we got to pay out $11,000 and like $200. That's to affiliates. Of all of you all that keep referring people to us. Works. So if you go to forstonconsultants.com,
Huh?
and I hate to tell you that I don't kind of know where it's at right now.
Love
but
to
just
tell
go
you
there
the
and
bot.
find it.
The bot was like, "Hey, we love collaborators. Our affiliate program lets you earn by sharing ILF knowledge. Want the link to start to join?" So I'm gonna say yes.
Or shit, if you could do me a favor,
Yes.
because if that bot, if our bot
Hold on, I'm
don't
gonna
have
tell
it,
you.
we
No,
can
no, no.
give it
Hold,
to it.
hold on. I'm testing it now because I want to see
Okay.
how it's responding.
Yeah, because I want you guys to make $2,000 for every time you refer somebody to us, and that's called our affiliate. Now, to be technical, it's actually $1,998.50 because that's 40% from that sale. So we pay 40% on whatever you sell from your affiliate. And if you're real smart, you only focus on the IMB, the one-on-one coaching, and the legacy builder. You refer somebody to the legacy builder, I'll write you a check for $8,000 because I can't Zelle that amount.
Yeah, that's not the right.
So 40% of the legacy builder is $8,000. 40% of the package everybody buys is $2,000. Make sense, everybody? So back to what I was saying earlier, right?
So real quick, I'm just gonna let you know I'm training the bot because it gave me the affiliate program for our coaching for the ILF Anywhere event. It didn't give me the full affiliate. So
That's
I'm actually
over.
gonna so I'm
We're
gonna
not
do that.
over as the event, but over as in that location.
So I'm
So I'm going back in the chat. I'm going back in the chat. Let's see. What happens if someone calls zoning on you? How's that handled? Well, first of all, why would they call zoning on me? Where am I going to where they'll call zoning on me? Because if you follow my coaching, sis, and you're in Jacksonville, go look up Tiffany Richardson right now as she's posing in front of her ILF in Jacksonville. Like, why would I call zoning? And let's just say if you do, who cares? Our verbiage and the language that we give you to speak gonna keep you out of trouble. Because remember, we're only renting rooms to people that can't afford an apartment or buy a house.
Right.
And watch this. 75% of our coaching is about language and verbiage. Language is a locator. We really believe that. So a lot of what you say gonna either get you in trouble or it's gonna get you over a hump, meaning the zoning people. So because I also faced that in the beginning. Right. But when you know what to say, which most people don't, which leads you down a rabbit hole or to trouble, that's where all of this can crumble it. Yeah. So that's why you guys need great coaching.
So I'll even say this, and a lot of times it's not going to be people calling zoning. It'll end up being a rogue resident that you did not assess well, that knows more than you, and they're going to force feed a narrative to compliance of zoning that you will now have to know how to talk out of, because it's all about language, right? Half of the people that work for zoning don't know the job. I'm gonna just be honest, and they're gonna try to articulate something that is not accurate. So you have to be able to counter the conversation with that representative in order to make sure they have a true understanding of what it is that you do. So zoning, for the most part, like we've had run-ins with them before. And honestly, it left with them saying, thank you, have a nice day.
Yeah. Yeah, because most of the something's echoing just by itself. Give us 2 seconds. We're going to fix this echo in here.
Have you ever wanted to open your own group home? Were you told that you needed a license from the state? Were you told that you had to hire staff? You were probably told that you had to own the property, right? Let Forston Consultants introduce you to Independent Living Facilities, ILF, which are group homes that do not require a license, staff, and you don't have to own the property. At Forston Consultants, we walk you through the entire process of how to operate your own independent living facility. We don't just give you a bunch of videos to watch on your own, which could get confusing. Here is what you need to do next, in this order. Step number 1, subscribe to our YouTube channel at Forston Consultants for tons of secrets on how to start your own independent living facility. Step 2. Sign up for our webinar at forstonconsultants.com to learn more about this great opportunity. Step number 3. Purchase our best-selling book, How to Open an Independent Living Facility in 10 Easy Steps. Step number 4. Contact us for your free consultation so you can quit your boring job in the next 90 days.
All right, we are back. We are back. So all that loud echoing is gone. I think I was pressing the buttons on my iPad. But anyway, let's jump back into what Miss Patrice says. Miss Patrice is so excited about this. It sounds like she said that I'll move out of my house to do this, right? So, and I'll get me an apartment. And I'll admit, guys, that's the way I kind of felt when I found out about it. But I got a wife, and I got to go by with her, right?
We have an HOA.
But
we lived in
a lot of people, y'all, that said, Derek, I'll leave my house, bro, and do this. And
like, we got a house. We live in an HOA. It's a whole bunch.
And those are usually single people. Hard to do that if you married and got family. So, Patrice, I agree. And you asked would a 4-bed, 2-bath work? That's actually my favorite model. So there's a lot of models that we do this out of: 1-1, 2-1. 3-2, 4-2, 5-3, 5-5-4, 6-2, 7-5. But my favorite model of them all is actually a 4-bed, 2-bath because either A, I'm gonna take 8 people from homeless to hopeful, or B, I'm gonna take 4 people from homeless to hopeful, and they all get their own private room, or C, 2 rooms can have 2 people, 2 rooms can have 1 and 1. And that's kind of become my favorite. So the 4-bed, 2 model now today, looks 6 different. People in that house to me is my favorite because 2 rooms, I got 1 and 1. The other 2 rooms, 2 and 2. So that's 2, 4, 5, 6. Make sense, everybody? Let me know in the chat. Actually, put a number 1 in the chat if that made sense to you how we do this. 4-bed, 2-bath house. I can house 8 people. So for me in Orlando, that's 8 times 8. 800 times 8 people is $6,400. Put a number 1 in the chat if that makes sense.
I see now, the ones coming in.
4 people and call them all private rooms. Guess what I'm charging?
A premium.
900, probably all the way across the board. Just to make the math easy, because if it's got a bathroom, it's going to be probably $940 or higher.
Correct.
But let's just use 9. 9 times 4 is $3,600. And again, depending on where you live at, it could be different.
Right.
But the last model, I'll admit, y'all, it's my favorite now. I love to take a 4-bed, 2-bath because I just painted one. Well, I didn't do it. One of my 4-bed, 2-baths, y'all, just got being done painted Wednesday. I'm probably gonna take y'all there probably Monday morning and give y'all a walkthrough. I'm gonna show you how all of those rooms don't have 2 beds in them. My favorite model today is a 4-bed, 2-bath where 2 rooms. I want 2 people in both of them, 2 and 2. But the other 2, we go private and private. Now that's my favorite. Put a number 1 in the chat if that makes sense to you all, and then back on Shay.
No, you said it.
And I see a lot of ones, so perfect. They get it.
It makes sense because now you minimize the number of personalities. You can now be a little bit more. Your assessment looks a little different. It can be it loosens up that assessment because now you're not trying to assess based on the number of people in the house and the personality of those people. You have less personalities to kind of try to mesh.
Come on, Shay.
Right. So now you're making your work smarter and not harder.
Love it.
So just be mindful of that. Asia said, what do you think about a 3-bedroom, 1-bath?
Love it. So I love it. Now, my preference is always 2 bathrooms, but watch me give you some good coaching that most people are charging for, and most people don't even notice because they don't have the experience like we do. Now, with a 3-1, Shay gonna scream when I say this because she loves this. With a 3-1, I'm not doing women. I'm gonna pause.
I'm not mad at you.
3-1, I'm not housing women.
I'm not mad at you.
You gotta have 2 bathrooms with women, guys, and not to be rude or be funny or.
We a little different.
Watch this, men, guys. We can handle it. We can go outside. We can go in a cup, and I'm not trying to be mean or nasty, y'all. Just being real, right? Watch this. 1 bathroom, I can still do 2, 2, 2. 6 guys to 1 bathroom, I can get away with that.
Right.
You can't do that with 6 women. Not under my coaching. I don't teach it that way through experience. Women need more than 1 bathroom. But with the guys, they can hold it, they can wait, and sometimes we do other means of things. I'll just say it that way.
Right.
But with a 3-1, and the reason why I say that, Asia, because I'm some mean guy, a lot of the homeless shelters that we get our people from, there's 80 people sharing 5 bathrooms. So don't tell me my 6 guys can't handle 1 bathroom. So that's what I tell the social worker or the social service provider. So, well, Derek, you only got 1 bathroom.
That is good.
Well, sir, where most of your people coming from is 90 people to 10 bathrooms, and they got to stand in line like at SeaWorld. In my place, it's only 6 people that share that 1 bathroom. But for our women, Mr. Craig,
coaching, Derek,
we don't do that with our women because we want our women to have more than 1 bathroom, but our guys can get along just fine without it.
That's good coaching.
They love us for that. Asia, great question. And Asia was on TikTok with us yesterday too. So thank you, Asia, for being here.
So Patrice said she didn't see anything yesterday. Let us know what that's about, Patrice.
See, the thing is for what?
That's why I said, let us know what that's about. So I guess Dinesha's asking, do we tell them that they are relatives? I'm sure that's going back to zoning. It's none of the business, first and foremost, right? And no, we would never tell them that they're relatives. They'll know better. Like it's again, to go down that whole loop, it depends on why code enforcement was called, what was the reason behind the call, what they're coming to evaluate or enforce. So that code enforcement, I tell people all the time, don't get so heck bent on a what if, because 9 times out of 10, the what if never happens. And if it does happen, there is a way out of it. Okay. Don't let that become a stumbling block for you. And we try not to just go in on blank assumptions to give advice on, because it can be the wrong advice. Like we've had somebody call once that we don't know where she found our information from. She called Derek and she's like, Derek, code enforcement is shutting me down. And we're like, who are you? Like, we don't even know who you are. They took bits of information and applied it, and it caused a mess. So we try our hardest not to coach on these forums unless you are being coached. We coach you through an actual issue, not a broad kind of assumption of what an issue can be. So I hope that helps.
And also for anybody that's listening right now, we have an AI bot that's so smart. You guys can just start a conversation with that bot right now.
Yeah.
So if you want more info about the ILF, the coaching, getting started, that phone number that we're scrolling below, or actually it's not now, and I'll hand it out. It's 407-326-0086. You guys can start a whole conversation, asking anything you like, and my AI bot is trained to almost be smarter than me. So go ahead and try that. And as we come back on, I want Shay to answer this next question because that's what she does, not me. But I want to answer this other question that came right before that. How do you guys get paid, Derek, if they're homeless and poor? Well, what you didn't know, ma'am, was that they get an SSI or an SSDI check, and that is a Social Security income that they get every month without fail. And it comes on a green card called Direct Express. So all of these things that I'm telling you, man, people behind this stuff from y'all, and they'll charge y'all for it. And yeah, I got coaching too that I'll charge for. But for this general information, just to get y'all started to make a decision, guys, we freely give this away.
Yeah.
So again, and I'll admit one more time, my favorite way to be paid is from a community funded program. My TikTok people, raise your hand or type in the word me
picked up a check
if you
on
remember
Tuesday,
us talking about this yesterday.
I actually picked up a check the other day.
So really quickly, because my TikTok people heard me talk about this yesterday. If you were on TikTok and you heard me talk about this, put a number 7 in the chat right now. If you heard me talk about my favorite way to be paid, which is a community funded program, put a number 7 in the chat. Put a number 9 if you missed it, because I want to explain it to you. Put number 9 in the chat if you missed my explanation of why community funded programs is my favorite.
Right.
And look at those 7s. Quincy heard me talk about it. Asia heard it. So that for Felicia. And some people on TikTok right now, I see a lot of 9s on TikTok. So let me explain, because Shay recently has become her favorite now too. And she just picked up a check, and I hope she recorded it. So if you follow me on TikTok,
well, I didn't because my
in
resident
my
was
private
there
community,
too. So no.
I recorded me picking up a check, the lady putting it in my hand,
Yeah.
and I showed you the check, everything but the person's name.
Yeah.
Because I don't want y'all to think we just talking about it.
No. Far from it.
Watch this for the people that put the 9 in the chat. Community funded programs are my favorite because it allows me to help people that don't have SSI, that don't have SSDI. They have no mom, no dad, no Uncle Joe.
No support, no nothing.
But because they met certain criteria, Miss Jackson, through the hospital that I got him from, the hospital called me and said, hey, Mr. Derek, got a great guy. And Derek, this guy don't have a dime. But Derek, don't you worry, because we're going to pay you for 6 months, Derek, until we get him on his feet.
So can I?
And Derek, looking for you, we're going to get him approved for SSI or either SSDI.
Yep.
And while we're waiting on that, we're going to apply at McDonald's, Hardee's, and Sonny's Barbecue as well. But Derek, don't you worry. For 6 months, Derek, we got your back.
So let me show you.
Does that make sense? Does that sound good to y'all? Holy Shay, will you guys appreciate a phone call? Because you're going to get a bunch of them from guys that say, Miss Cherie, I ain't got no money. My social worker just told me to call you, Miss Asia, because I heard y'all help people.
Yeah.
That's going to be tough when he ain't got no money. But Asia, what about the call you get when they say, hey, Miss Asia, hey, Miss Patrice, Miss Jackson, don't you worry about it. Mikey don't have no money. But through the grant that came through my hospital, we going to pay his rent for 6 months. Type the word yes if you would love a call like that. Back on
but
you, Shay.
When you get that call like that, right, what I want you to keep in mind is that the follow through of that resident meeting all of the meetings that they have to is going to be your number one priority. And why I say it's going to be your number one priority is because if they fail to comply, they will fail to start. They will fall out of that program. So prime example, I have a young lady. This is month 6. She's still in her processing of SSI, SSDI. So they have not received, they haven't finished her processing. So Shay, what happens next? Well, case manager came, and that's why I was unable to record because we had a pretty in-depth conversation with the resident about where she's at. This is where it's at. This is the process. This is what happens next. So this case manager has already informed me that when she was on her way back to the office, she's going to be doing certain things to make sure that my next sets of payments do continue to go on, because it's nothing that the resident's doing. It's the program trying to get her through the process. So again, they will extend that. Some community funded programs will extend the payment up to 9 months to a year, depending on how they've been distributing their funds while they've had, since their funding year has cycled. So again, love those programs. What I do is I charge, they will normally charge your premium. So they pay a little bit more for a shared bed, but what I end up doing is I utilize the extra funds to help transport and make sure that resident gets to and from the appointments that they have scheduled, to make sure that they get SSI and SSDI, because if that benefits me, especially if they're a great resident. Like this young lady, Derek, she gets SSI, she's not going anywhere. Like she's not somebody that's going to leave. She's found family. She's found, like, she's secure, she's comfortable, she feels safe, she knows the area now, like she's going on walks every day, like she's doing different things where that was not the case. So I know for a fact when she gets SSI, she's planted. So my goal is to make sure that she gets the SSI, because now guess what? She now starts paying me the rent from her SSI once they release her from that program. So again, it's imperative that you all that you make sure that you assist in, just even making sure that you follow up. Hey, have you been to any appointments? When's your next appointment? What's the process? Asking those clients those questions.
Good stuff. So right here, we're going to answer this question that's on screen, but we're also going to talk about some pricing models and what is a good strategy to do that. But really quickly, let's take a commercial break and we'll be right back. If you've ever imagined of starting your own housing program, there is no reason that after we're done here tonight that you shouldn't go to forstonconsultants.com/webinars and watch the webinar, guys, because a lot of you have wanted to start a group home or traditional assisted living facility, but that stuff takes license. It takes a lot of time to open. There's a lot of red tape to jump through. You have to ask for permission. We teach you guys how to open an ILF, an independent living facility, where you can house the homeless, displaced adults, or anybody that has a guaranteed income, and it doesn't require a license, and you don't have to own the property. Make sure you watch that free webinar at forstonconsultants.com/webinars, and then set up a free strategy call so that me and my team can get you started. Let's get back to the show. I saw a message said it had a bad signal.
All right, we are back. No, sit on the table.
All right, we are back. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. So I want to talk about this really quickly. And this is just a major gem. So if you're trying to get into this, I will write this stuff down. Other people are charged all for this, right? And I still want you to get my one-on-one coaching or the DIY. But please take notes, because this is our free coaching, right? Or I hate to use the word free. It's actually complimentary. Big shout out to my coach that told me to call it complimentary content. So if this, I won't say don't cost you nothing. Yes, it does. It costs your time. Y'all could be doing different things right now. So take out a pencil and paper and write down that Derek said it's smarter to advertise the price by the day versus by the month. See how I got on screen, instead of saying that we're $700 a month? When I'm advertising it, I'm saying that I'm less than $23 a day. Lord have mercy. Put a number 4 in the chat if you think that's smart and genius and makes sense. Why should I put 700, which sounds big to some people, when I can say I'm less than $23 a day? And watch this. Next example. This is also how I pitch it to my social workers and case managers. I'll say, Mr. Craig, the worst hotel in this city that's full of roaches and bed bugs, they still want $89.99 a night. But here at Second Chance Housing, we charge less than $23 a day. Put a number 4 in the chat if you think that's genius. Yeah. And if I don't get at least 10 people that say yes today, I'm going to turn this whole live off. Because I think that is absolutely genius. And guess who taught us that? My brother Otis was the first person that said, hey, guys, I don't tell people I'm $800. Right. Because to them, it sounds big. I tell them what the daily rate is, because when they compare it to the hotel, you sound like a no-brainer. Also, too, Derek, for the most part, when the transient population, they're used to looking at nightly hotel stays. If you really think about that. Come on, Shay. They're really into looking at nightly hotel stays because they may not be able to afford a week. So what they're looking is, well, how much can I spend today and be able to just come get a shower, sleep in a good bed, So now if you start marketing the same way that those extended stays or those motels are now putting their pricing out, you just gave them insight. If I don't see 5 more number 4s in the chat, I'm gonna shut this whole live down. I should see at least 10 people that are thinking like, wow, dude, that's smart, bro. Like, and Shay said that's how they view pricing anyway, because sometimes with these people that get SSI and SSDI, they'll be homeless for a couple of days in the woods, but and then they'll go to a hotel, get a shower and get clean. They'll go to a hotel. They'll go in there. How much a night? They're looking for the lowest rate. Yeah. And it's still $70 a night and got roaches in it. So why don't you advertise your place? So to us, that's just a genius marketing strategy to not talk about what your monthly rate is, but break it down, Miss Donna, by the day. Yeah. And I'm done with that. So Cupcake Mama says, I have a nonprofit and would like to do a nonprofit and LLC. Go for it, right? It's not impossible. I would just say, choose how you're going to set that up. A nonprofit can have a for-profit arm. A for-profit cannot have a nonprofit arm. So just make sure that you are setting it up appropriately. I do this as a 501c3 nonprofit organization. So the ILF is one of our programs. This program is also something that funds other programs within my nonprofit. So, people think that, nonprofits can't make a profit. You can. We're just not in business to be profitable. We are
it's all about having money that can float or sustain your other programs. And that's what this housing model does. So yes, you can absolutely do that. Cupcake mamas. All right, go. There was another question that you had up and then we took it down. When I clicked the link from the text, it was just a webinar video. I didn't see the products. I went ahead and just typed the website in and just, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So that prompt that we gave earlier is to watch that webinar actually, right? So now unless you've already done it, that's still going to be your first step. Because how would you know what we're even talking about? So that introductory webinar will break down probably 95% of all the questions that you have,
right,
and even the one that you haven't thought of. And then what's really cool is that we've always offered a free discovery call. So you guys can get an absolutely free call with Shay and I to talk about what you just saw in that video. Now, what's cool is that, again, it should answer most of your questions to now allow you and I to go deeper in conversation. So if you want to speak to us, it's just simply by watching that webinar. Usually when you're done, two things will happen. A, my team will see it and send you a link to book a call, or you'll get an automated message that's asking you to do the same thing, to book that free discovery call to get all of your questions answered.
Yes.
And again, I kind of prefer we do that on YouTube as well. That way everybody can hear it and learn together.
Yeah.
The discovery calls are usually for people that want to move forward with the coaching.
And they just
they're just kind of tying up a few loose ends. So really quickly, guys, the ILF Mastery DIY is $500. It comes with all of our paperwork, the website build out, and all the coaching in video format.
Yes.
The one-on-one coaching, the ILF Mastery Blueprint, is $5,000. It comes with me and Shay. I'm in your back pocket for the rest of your life. We meet every 2 weeks for the rest of your life. And every day, Monday through Friday, you can call me with questions or concerns. You have my personal phone number, right? In January, that package kind of changes, and that is not involved in that.
Yeah.
But if you met me 8 years ago to December 31st of this year, you're grandfathered in, and none of that changes. So one more time, the ILF Mastery Blueprint is $5,000. You get me, you get my $8,000 worth of paperwork, you get a virtual assistant that I give you because we own the company, right? For a VA. That means your own assistant, a live person. But you also get your website build out. You also get all these AI bots, the automations, everything that system does. Monday through Friday, you can call me 20 times a day if that's what you need to get you where you're going. That's the one-on-one coaching, guys, for only $5,000. The ILF Legacy Builder, that's $20,000. That's a white glove service. We do everything for you. That's application only. You can't just go buy that one. You got to actually be approved for it because that's some special stuff that go into it.
And
but it's the white glove service. So out of those three, most people choose that one in the middle.
Yeah.
You get in where you fit in. And again, my team always has scholarships available. So you just never know. But if you don't watch that webinar, you won't even be invited to a scholarship. And I'll just tell you now, if you like what you heard today, I'll give $1,000 scholarship right now. When you go to checkout as you're going to buy the ILF Mastery Blueprint, because it's not available for the DIY. Because remember, that's only $500. So how you going to spend that grand? You going to buy that and want me to give you change? Yes, it is. The ILF Mastery Blueprint, I'll give you $1,000 off on it today. You use the coupon code word NOW, N-O-W. You use the word NOW, it immediately changes that price from $1,000 off. Other than that, we're live Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday religiously. And my team is so good. They play something of me even on the other 4 days when I'm not live.
Yeah.
So 7 days a week, my channel is pouring out to people that are praying to get into something just like this.
Exactly.
So as I land my plane, let me know in the chat. How many of you all have prayed for something just like this, that you wanted to get into it, to change your life, change your city, change your finances, but also make God proud at the same time? So that's why we love this business model, because it pleases God. It helps people. It blesses your life financially, right? And again, it serves God. That's why we call it a ministry.
Yeah.
Derek didn't say it. The Bible says the poor and needy will always be among us. So how cool is it that God gave us a model, a business model that serves him, serves people, and you can make enough money to feed your family? If you with that, type the word me. right? And one more time, man, you go to ForstedConsultants.com under the tab products and services, choose either the DIY, the ILF Mastery Blueprint, or if you want the Legacy Builder, that's a phone call. So you would just text the word legacy, right, to that phone number. Now, my bot don't know what the word legacy means today. We'll have to fix that, but my team will see it,
right?
And then we'll book a call with you guys specifically.
And Derek, what I want people to know is, like, if you have questions about any of our coaching, if you have questions after we leave this session, you can text those questions to that phone number.
Answer 95%
that
of that
AI phone, our AI conversation agent is amazing. So you can literally just say, hey, I want more information on the ILF one-on-one coaching, or hey, can you give me more information on the DIY? Yes, can you help me understand this? Well, what is the purpose of this? Why do you want me to watch the webinar? This bot is going to answer every question.
And y'all get that same thing with this system, because I give it to y'all. So as you're experiencing this system that Shay is telling you to try out and test it, guys, we give it to you because it's a part of your CRM.
Yes.
And so for you non-techie people like me, that just means customer relationship management system, and it's built into your website.
Yes.
So my team builds your website. My team gives you the paperwork, the legal paperwork, the startup paperwork. My team gives you the assessment, what questions to ask, how to find the property, how to fill the house full of people, how to get rich from this while serving God. All that's in the coaching, in the DIY and the one-on-one. The only difference between the two, the DIY, you don't get me and my big mouth. Right.
You get a video library.
So if you can watch a lot of videos and read a bunch of stuff, because a bunch of people do that. But actually 90% of y'all say, Derek, that sounds great, bro, but I want you to hold my hand. I want you to be my brother, Derek, my coach. Guide me, Derek. I want your phone number, Derek. That's that ILF Mastery Blueprint. So again, guys, it's only $5,000. It's always was $7,500, but in January we dropped the price to help a bunch of people this year. But guys, next year January it's going back up to like $10,000. So make sure you get in now. Why it's only $5,000, and we offer financing, so we make it easy. The devil is a liar that he gonna trick you out of your dream this year. Because some of you saying that you don't have it. Yes, you do. Because we offer Klarna and financing. And I'm going to talk more about this Afterpay. And I'm going to talk more about credit as we go along. But guys, make sure your credit is appropriate so that when you want something like this and you ain't got the money, your credit has it.
Yeah.
I'm right now in credit repair again. Guys, I stay in credit repair.
Yeah, we stay.
Because I'm in real estate. I'm always doing big deals and doing things that makes my credit go up and down. I'm in credit repair right now. Big shout out to Alicia. I'll tell you guys about her later because I hope she got an affiliate link. But I'm also, guess what I'm doing in the background? My team is building an AI bot that's going, all you got to do is pull your credit from all 3 bureaus for free. My bot gonna take it, run it, scan it, and tell you what to do to fix your own credit.
Yeah.
I'm releasing that probably in less than 25 days. And it's gonna be dirt cheap. Because some of y'all won't pay for credit to be done. And some of y'all don't know what to do if you want to do it yourself.
Yeah.
AI, ChatGPT, and all these tools now have made credit repair so easy. My team is building a bot that I'm gonna release in less than 25 days. All you do is run your credit, get it for free from I think it's creditreport.com. Put it into this bot that I'm gonna give y'all. It's gonna scan it, find all the inaccurate stuff and all the things that need to be challenged, and it's gonna write the letter for you, the dispute letter for you. It's using AI. Guys, it's gonna be life-changing. So make sure that we also are looking forward to getting our credit repaired in the last quarter of this year, but especially going into January of next year, because there's gonna be a lot of opportunities, y'all. This is going to be one of the biggest wealth transfers in the world that's coming up, and you need to be prepared for it. Real estate, multifamily, businesses, and the dream that God has put on your heart. So let's get our credit fixed. And I'm building a tool because I know some of y'all ain't going to do it. My tool going to do it for you. You just got to mail the dadgum letter out.
Yeah.
Make sense, everybody? My name is Derek Forster, and I approve this entire mess.
You got 2 last questions? You
got it.
All right, question. What's the capital to start up for rental property? Should I have 3 months rent up front? Do you let the landlord know it know it's for business.
So we got to wait to tell the landlord. That's one of the biggest parts of my coaching is the verbiage of that. Now, many years ago, I would never tell people that verbiage unless you bought my coaching. But probably 2 years, probably about a year and some change ago, I wrote a book that's called The Pursuit of Purpose and Profit. Mm-hmm. So right now, if you text the word profit, purpose. Text the word purpose, PURPOSE to 407-326-0086. If you're on TikTok, it's in the chat. If you're on YouTube, I'm going to put it scrolling below right now. Text the word purpose, and it actually gives you word for word, verbatim of what to say and what not to say. That's the biggest problem with most people. They don't know what and how to have the conversation. And let me give you a little gem right now. I sound a whole lot better at Second Chance Housing versus me being Derek Forston.
Right.
That's the biggest gem if you forget everything else. People respect and trust Second Chance Housing that's on my shirt versus me being Derek Forston, some guy.
Exactly.
Make sense, everybody? Thank you, Quincy.
Yeah.
So that book, what's cool about it, not only does it come with the book to read, it comes with the actual recording of a role play of me and my brother Otis. So my brother Otis is still teaching y'all when he's not even here. Mm-hmm. So that is a genius book because, again, you get the the ebook and the recording.
Yeah.
Make sense, everybody?
Makes sense.
All right. Next one.
All right. Last but not least, when the clients sign the lease, will they have to pay the full $700 in one payment, or do they pay per day?
No. So my clients are going to pay that whole fee. We just break it down in marketing to show them what it is per day. But I've also housed guys that had day labor jobs that get paid every day. I have guys right now that get out of bed every morning at 5:30 a.m. They go to that workforce place and they sit there like this and pray for somebody to get paid. Because it's like that. All the jobs aren't guaranteed, but most of the time, probably 3 or 4 days out of the 5, they're picked. Them guys make $80 a day.
Yeah. So
if you staying with me and you under that program, bring me 50. Make sense? If you get paid every day, Miss who's that?
Pay per day. That was Asia.
That guy got to pay me every day because he don't get a check.
Correct.
He don't have a job that pay him weekly or bi-weekly.
Right.
Here's a great coaching point.
You get paid.
Go ahead, Shay, because she already know where I'm going.
You get paid as they get paid, how they get paid.
So shit, they get paid every Tuesday from McDonald's?
I want my money every Tuesday.
If they get paid every Friday at Burger King?
I want my pay every Friday.
What if it's bi-weekly from that restaurant store called Shoney's?
Please run me my money.
What if they work at Walmart and get paid bi-weekly?
Bi-weekly.
What if they work for the city Shay and get paid monthly?
Monthly it is.
Come on, guys. We charge about how they get it. Dummy me was charging people monthly in the beginning, and they got paid every Friday.
Don't do that.
Money.
Don't do that, y'all. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't you do it.
I never charge a guy that get paid weekly, monthly. Why would you do that?
Because they have bad.
He gonna say, Derek, I had to give my brother some money, and Derek, I did an Scott loan.
Bad money management.
I went to the pawn shop and bought them Jordans that I always wanted, Derek, because in the store they're $250, but the pawn shop had them for $180, Derek.
Bad money management.
He told the truth about all that was a lie, except the Scott loan. Now he really did that,
and the pawn shop.
Because guess what? Scott gonna pour their money, but before you even get it.
Yeah.
Our clients are so smart. And these street
people, how to get money.
They'll go to Scott, and if Scott see they got that green card where they get guaranteed money,
they're gonna take
this is some good coaching. Scott to give them a loan for however much that card can hold.
Yeah.
But guess who's gonna get that money at 12:01 a.m. the day the money drops before anybody get it?
Scott.
Say it again.
Scott.
Say it 2 more times.
Scott will take the money. Okay, we'll get it fast.
So good today.
We'll get that money back fast.
We use a system called Digital Flow Solutions that pull my money out also at 12:01 a.m.
So me and Scott got a tight competition running. I'm telling you.
Somebody type in the chat, but before we go, please get Digital Flow Solutions, no matter what business you have.
Digitalflowsolutions.net. If you're interested, want to know more about it, you can go and schedule a demo so that the team can show you what it is, how it works, how we operate it, and all that good stuff. And you get to learn, and you might get me. You never know who's going to do your demo, right?
So one more time, guys, text that word purpose to the phone number 407.
A lot of people just did it. Yeah.
And the rest of it, because again, that way you guys can get that book and the recording of the exact verbiage. And guys, remember, I used to never give that info. You had to buy my coaching. But a year and some change ago, I got a little loose and got a little nice. And I think that book is only like 97 books, guys. Right? And it comes with the ebook and the recorder. I go as deep as even what you should be wearing when you go.
Yeah.
Not just the verbiage, but how should you dress? And I've gotten so many compliments and reports about Derek. I read your book, bro, and it changed my life in terms of what I'm supposed to say. Because I see now by reading your book, I was saying the wrong stuff all the while.
Yeah.
So Derek, thank you for that. So
again, Donna,
guys, go ahead.
Donna asked, where can she get the video? You can text more info to the number that's scrolling across the bottom of our screen right now. And that's the webinar.
New, we'll give you the webinar and that free coaching.
Right. So either one, more right now, or actually. New. So just text that.
For the last people that can hear this, if you text the word new to that phone number that's scrolling, that actually gives the webinar and a 15-minute course of 15 videos that you must watch.
Mini course.
That's going to keep you out of the jail, out of the Channel 8 news, and out of the courtroom. Dummy me made a lot of mistakes, and those 15 videos will kind of outline that. Watch this too. I got a book that's called How to Avoid the ILF Fiasco, the 12 dumbest mistakes that I've ever made
in this
Make
industry.
sure y'all get that too.
Yeah.
Because again, like I jokingly say this, but I'm serious. If you only read the table of contents of that book, it'll save your life. And I got a couple of these ebooks, y'all, that are absolutely complimentary. Meaning that book that's called Don't Wait to Be Great, it'll change your life because it gives perspective. It's complimentary. I got a real estate book that gives you all the language. Because if you don't understand the language, because language is a
locator.
Language is a
locator.
If you don't understand the language, you're going to get lost in real estate.
Yeah.
So I give it to you. Just here you go. Enjoy it. Scan that QR code, and my team did a great job. It should lead you to our ebooks. If they didn't, let me know because I'm going to scold them and I'll spank their hands.
Derek, or they can text and ask our agent
that bot also
to
will
send
give
the
you
information.
ebooks.
So
does Derek have ebooks? 5 of y'all do that right now, actually. 5 of y'all text the number that's below and text it. Does Derek and Shay have ebooks that I can also purchase or buy that explains the ILF? It's going to answer that question and give you the link. That bot is genius, y'all. Yeah. So a lot of what we're building now is these bots. It's going to change your life and it can make you money. Guys, my name is Derek Forston. You are
Shanya Shea Forston.
And we out of here.
And this replay
Monday.
All of our lives are replayed. So you can go back and watch them. So don't worry. We got you.
Yeah, man. We love y'all like a fat kid loves cake. We appreciate you guys. And this is a normal show for us on Saturdays. Sometimes it goes way longer. Sometimes it's shorter. Just all depends. But a lot of it surrounds by you guys asking questions. So my last thing that I want to say is this, and I'm gone. Keep God first, and everything will seemingly just fall into place. And if you're looking for a ministry or something to do, and you quite ain't found your purpose in life, let me tell you something. You can't lose with getting into real estate and helping people. I think God was a genius when he allowed me to see that lady making 41 grand a month in rats and roaches. Because if you just join me, watch this very briefly. God showed me my dream, y'all, through somebody else that was doing it differently. He showed me a lady that was making 41 grand a month, housing people in roaches and rats and squalor and in filth and in grime. And I just simply said, why not me? So if 10 of y'all, before we go, just in faith, type in the chat, why not me? And what I mean by that, doing it the right way. Guys, I couldn't even fathom making 41 grand a month. Some of y'all can't fathom making that a year.
Exactly.
And now we're living that out because, again, not because I'm so great and I'm so special. It's the goodness of God and the work that we put into it. This coaching is great, but if you do nothing with it, it's all baloney. So let's move at the speed of instruction and let's not procrastinate, as procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God will give you more time for something he's already told you to act on. And for most of y'all, it's to get into real estate and help people and create generational wealth so that you can also build the kingdom and serve your local church. I would love to think that my tithe and my offering that goes to my church help furthers their mission. I would love to think that God also honors that too.
Yeah.
Because God knows that it takes lights and water and plumbing and electricity. I'm sorry, Shay, I'm trying to get that word out, to run a building. So that's what my tithe and offering go. So be generous in your giving. And this week, try to do something for somebody that could never repay you. That's my homework for everybody. Whether that's the guy at the corner and you give him $1 or a bottle of water or a can of Spam. Don't care. Do something for somebody this week that could never repay you. My name is Derek Forston, and you guys be great. Shay?
Have a blessed day. The replay will be available on YouTube at Forston Consultants. And we look forward to seeing you on Monday. I'll have some tech gadgets and gadgets available for you all. And we'll see you on Monday. God bless. Don't wait to be great. And Derek, pray us out.
And use the word now at checkout if you want to save $1,000 on the ILF Mastery Blueprint. The word now, NOW, and we also offer Klarna and Afterpay. Father God, thank you so much for the seed that was sown today and this morning. Thank you for the ability to give what you just gave Shay and I. God, I thank you today on the public stage in front of all of these people, because God, I'm nothing and Shay is nothing without you. And God, you said that if we put you first and acknowledge you in all of our ways and lean not to our own understanding and our ideas, God, you said that you will lead our path. So God, today, can you illuminate that same path and make it bright so that we don't make a mistake of where we're going? God, be the GPS inside of our hearts. And God, allow us to do your will without mistake. Give us the mind of Christ and an able body, because God, is hard to do your will without the mind of Christ and with backaches and diabetes and cancer. So we call all of that a liar today. God, there is nothing wrong with none of these people. They're healed and they're delivered and they're set free, and they will live out all the days of their life and do what you've called them to do, which is help people, which is probably going to be the poor, the needy, and the widow, and the marginalized. God, give us land that we did not toil in. Give us buildings that we did not build. And God, give us relationships. God, allow that when these people begin to talk about what this is, it sounds like the greatest thing since sliced bread. God, let no devil in hell stop what you've already put in the heart. And God, in fact, help us. You are no respecter of person, God. You help me and Shay, and you will do it for these people. God, you showed me a lady that was making 41 grand a month mistreating your people. God, can you imagine what you would do for these people that do it the right way? Because God, you love all of us. You even love that lady that was doing it the wrong way. But God, can you honor and respect us and bless us because we're going to do it the right way? And God will represent you at all times. So God, thank you. In fact, we give you glory and honor and praise now. We won't wait until we get keys. God, we thank you in advance for what you're going to do and what you're doing right now. God, I thank you. I thank you. And with these people, one more time, God, I thank you for changing the lives of these people. The devil is under their feet and has no place in their life or their business or their family. And now unto him that is able to do exceedingly. That means, guys, he can blow your mind with what he'll do abundantly above all we can ever ask or think. That means the things that we haven't even asked yet, God, that you know is good for us. God, give it to us. Withhold no good thing from these people. And God will be ever so careful to give you all the glory, all the honor, and all the praise. And it's in Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
If y'all believe that, say amen. Amen.
Thank you, Hermie.
And amen.
Amen, y'all.
And we'll see you guys Monday at 7 p.m.